baggies under my eyes, but it's okay. And this is Darlene Anderson coming to you live and direct from Las Vegas, Nevada, where we're in a new year. This is January 1, 2026. And I had some information that I listed in the description. You may go look, you may not look, but hell, when there is an 88% population of black children in the juvenile facility here in Nevada, was found guilty of violating the rights of children with special needs. I'll put it like that. Title II. And so, hey, it is what it is, but who knows the rules? And who are you going to tell? Hell, we have Aaron Ford. He is now running for governor. And I would vote for him. But it's unfortunate that the people that would vote for Aaron Ford, well, they don't look like me. Or do they? He has won many times here, and he's got the reputation. But when there's a sheriff in town, and there was a new sheriff in town, and he gave people what they wanted. Here in Nevada, hell, they use federal dollars for scholarships. And then you compete for seats at magnet schools. You understand what I'm saying? It's competition. You have to get but it's really not competition. It really has to do with who you know and how long you've been there. And money ain't everything. But neither is education, because education comes to educate whatever, providing opportunities for people so that they can maintain success. This is my new wig. It's not new, really. It's just a wig. And I have gray hair. And I'm 67. And nobody's telling anybody I'm on. So let me just share my live where I'm going to share it. Share. I'm trying to share it. I'm trying to share it. It's not trying to let me share. Oh, Lord, it's not trying to acknowledge that I would like to share. Okay, here we go. I knew I could make it do it. And so I did. I shared it out there. And, well, hello, somebody's listening. And I'm just saying, hey, we have so much work to do, but will we be ready to do it? And I'm saying people don't even feel it's their obligation or their responsibility. And I'm saying, yes, hello. And I'm going to say everybody has an obligation to the standard that we're living under. What is it? Well, I'm sure if you want children to be successful who look like you need to make sure that money is going to work and doing what it should do. Well, I'm just talking about America in 2026. And I say, welcome to America. So many children are not making it. That's what I said. It's the children that ain't making it. Hell, you've already gotten to the point in your life, wherever you've achieved, you're going to achieve it. Whatever you know how to do, you're going to do it. And, and now life is about trials and tribulations. What did you learn? And I'm saying, celebrate. I have a roof over my head. I don't have to worry about being homeless. But so many people, and I don't even have to worry about having a goddamn job. But what I'm realizing is, when people do you wrong, who in the fuck are you going to tell? There's no one to tell. Oh, you have to go get a lawyer. And when you go get a lawyer, well, happy, and I'm grateful that I'm alive. Here to fight the battles of 2026, because failure has become this option. People are failing a mandatory public. It's mandated that you attend public school. And people pretend that, like they don't have to. But guess what? When they realize that they should have been paying attention, somebody's already coming in their life and taking their children. What are the children? The children are the harvest. That's what you don't realize. Every child designates or brings the state, a financial resource. Just like, it is what it is. Financial resources are real. And, allocations are real. And they do that by the count. But when you don't even have competent people participating in counting in the census, and I got to tell you, all those city council people, when it came time for them to try to figure out how much money that they would get for their area, okay, they hired the homeless to get out there and count the citizens. We need citizens to show up. You understand what I'm saying? But do you guys even understand what citizenship really is? No. When you say, everybody's quick to say, who are you talking about? I'm not talking about me. I'm doing my own thing. And I'm saying, I'm happy you doing your own thing. But guess what? It's not working out for all of us. There are too many homeless people. And here in Las Vegas, oh, they got all these damn senior citizens here. I'm a senior citizen too. I cannot complain. But guess what? I'm not in need of child care. But when people go looking for child care, it doesn't live here. Meaning that they have a need for 7,000 seats for early start for child care. And I'm saying, well, who's watching the babies? And what do they have access to? And they have these people who would like to provide training for the families, and they don't have any evidence that it ever worked for them. I mean, they're not training nobody. And I'm saying, how could the people not know? How do you not know what Head Start is or what Head Start does? How do you know? What is Title One? But what is this thing called Title One Hope? Because apparently Title One didn't pay somebody's rent here, and I don't even know about Section 8 or HUD or housing and urban development here. I don't know nothing. I don't know. I don't think that shit exists here. No, I really don't think it does. I like Dave Chappelle. Why wouldn't I? Shit, he told people to kiss his ass. Don't you agree? You like him too. Obviously, you know his name. Ooh-wee. It's real. This thing we call life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the black community, and know this. Just know this. We have all these mixed race people. And culture is what? Well, I don't even know. If you didn't have a mama and a daddy to raise your ass, well, who raised you? And if the streets raised you, you didn't get nothing. Well, what did you get? Oh, somebody had something. You don't have to worry about redacting your messages or anything, because I promise you, they're watching you. And that's just real. And so if you say something and somebody reports you, then James Tucker, just, hey, it is what it is. Everybody is paying attention. And you just didn't really even understand to what extent. How many times do they know that you got up and went to the bathroom in the middle of the night? But more than that, when you go to the grocery store and you scan your cheaper card, they're paying attention to what you're eating. And if you ain't eating exactly right, or you drinking too much alcohol in your life, and they know everything. What don't they know? Because you certainly do spend the money. And when you spend the money, they track your ass. And it's just what it is. And I'm saying, to be 67 and not be afraid, no fear, not be afraid of, what people may think or what they may say. Guess what? They're going to say it anyway. You can't control that. What you have control over, though, is how you choose to live your life. Choice is everything. And that's just real. And because some people choose to not do the right thing, then it becomes the wrong thing. And you knew it already. No one had to tell you that you were doing the wrong thing. And I'm just saying, it is what it is. And quite frankly, life is about living. And I live my life every day. I probably have to get some more gasoline. But gas here is like almost $2.99 a gallon. And I'm saying gas didn't went down. Trump is right. People say, oh, I don't like Trump. I'm saying Trump got something for you. Because he's going to make you get off your ass to go and participate in the local control. Everybody, you don't understand. Local control is what happens when the money comes back to your local community. The people who choose to participate, choose to stand up, and the people who want to participate, well, they show up. And then they have something to say. But believe me, if you choose not to show up, what can I say? Jamil Tucker has something to say. He's missing 3 in action because he keeps on saying something and it keeps on being redacted. It's kind of annoying. And I don't care what you think about me, because it is what it is. I can't control what you think or say, but guess what? You're not out here doing what I'm doing. And as long as you're not out here doing it, say what you want to say. But when they start doing things to you, because they've been doing things to me my whole life. But when they start doing things to you, you will understand. For God so loved the world that he gave his only forgotten Son. Whoever shall believe in him shall not perish the earth and shall have eternal life. And guess what? I believe that. And I'm saying, my mother, she passed away at 84. But she really did take care of business. And, I had 3 baby daddies. I mean, I tried 3 times. It just didn't work. But all 3 of those people have already made it into the urn. So we say rest in peace for them because I'm still living. But I just recently found out that I have rheumatoid arthritis, and it's a chronic kind of condition kind of thing. And it has to do with dealing with managing yourself and pain and staying fit and, all that other stuff. And I really don't know what it has to deal with. But guess what? I do know that my employer put me at risk. And then Kaiser, as a partner in education or as a partner in the state of California, they hid and buried my results. And I'm saying I'm looking for an attorney because medical malpractice is what I'm going to file against Kaiser Permanente. I'm going to file a complaint because there's the only thing you can do in life is stand up for your goddamn self. God gave you a mouth, the ability to use it, and the common sense to use it with. Now, I'm really concerned about the number of African American children who are struggling. I'm concerned basically about all of the children here in Las Vegas because, they have, I'll say, how can you explain it? Pockets of success. Because where those pockets are, that's where the money is. And those people with money, they participate because they have the time to participate and oversee. And so, the deal is that we all need to understand that it was always meant under democracy or a democratic society or under this republic that we participate, that we engage in the process, that we advocate for resources. And, it's difficult when people have these platforms or offer these platforms. And then they too would join in what they consider limiting your ability to do outreach to the community or to the people who would just listen to you. And I'm saying, that's really, because I have had some of my talks restricted. Well, because what I did when I first came here, because I really couldn't believe it was really going on, they had a lot of lobbyists that would go to their legislators, advocate for what they wanted to have happen out of the federal dollars, and they would make it happen. And I'm saying, I don't know how they're making that happen, because there's still regulatory guidance that all states must follow. When they don't have the data, then we're going to find out what's going to happen, because these folks don't got no data. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I find it hilarious. Because, they've always played this game, pushing it to the very end. And that I didn't understand. They had an auditor who considered himself a partner with, the money people here. And I'm saying, oh no, an auditor is an auditor. He's not a partner in anything. And I'm saying when you listen to him, he's really trying to explain. He's pissed because he didn't get the contract again. But guess what? He didn't get the contract again. Somebody else got it. So now more people are into, what's really going on here in Nevada. And what does that mean? Because I'm trying to understand how they have a need for 7,000 seats in early start. Somebody just help me with that. Anybody have any understanding of why in a city like Las Vegas, 24-hour city, that they would have a need for 7,000 seats for early start? They don't have them. And I'm saying they don't have the providers and they don't have the money to put into the community to ensure that adequacy happens for these children. And so what happens is that they delay the start. They say, your kids are not ready to go. Your kids are not ready to start. And they just don't have no space for them. And so what do? They delay the start. And they were saying that they could delay the start of these children to the age of 9. And I said, by 9 years old. What the hell are they going to do? Because they're already getting in trouble, And I'm saying, look, anytime you can expel a kindergartner, then you ain't doing what you should be doing. It's period. It's not common sense for so many people, though. A lot of people don't have that level of common sense. It's not a commonality because they weren't raised the same way. And being raised or being mentored to have success is a reality. And that's just real. So I'd like to ask everybody out here to like, share, to help spread the word about empowerment, self-empowerment, and how you see the word. They have these apps out here, like if you have to submit a PDF, and then somebody already bought access to people who were downloading those apps, and it puts them right in the middle of your business. And I'm saying, who is this company? I'm not trying to pay you. I just want a PDF. I can do it on my own. I understand the Adobe Reader. I understand that one. But when other people are involved, get serious. It's kind of like, they have these agencies that are supposed to help you allocate to get your taxes or whatever done. And I'm trying to get them to let go of my mother's tax dollars because she's due a return. And as long as she's due a return and the federal government's not going to change the amount, who's holding the return? I'm just trying to understand who is holding the return because it's not coming my way as I am her, what do you call that? Administrator. That's right. I went through the process to become the legal administrator of her estate. And so I'm going to have to take them on. But I want you to understand that this is the year of 2026. And Nevada has just refused. What did I say? I said they ain't going to submit no civil rights data because they said they wasn't going to submit no civil rights data. So why don't you guys go to the civil rights, go to USA.gov, USA.gov, and then type in civil rights. And it should take you to a page that has the data from your state, from your local town, from your local county, down to the school district of what they did with that money that they got from civil rights. Because they supposedly had included you in the conversation. And when they don't include you, well, what do you think? You just be fooled. And I'm sick of this foolishness. Enough is enough. They have a need for 7,000 seats. And, we do have Head Start. And, I sat on the policy council for Head Start in Sacramento under Norma Johnson. Go look her up. She's on Facebook. Norma Johnson. She headed the policy council for Santa Head Start. And she had parents, and she was training those parents, and those parents really knew by, whatever, I'll just say it like this. You go to the CDC's website, cdc.gov, and then you type in birth to 5, from 0 to 5, from birth to 5. And then you download that document and you start reading it because it tells you from 0 to 5 what your child should be doing. And if your child's not doing it, guess who they tell you to go see? Your local doctor. And you motherfuckers ain't got no goddamn health care. What are we really talking about? Because they tell you that you can't get no abortion, but you better have that baby. But if your baby got health care, everywhere the baby's got health care. You understand what I'm saying? Health care is real and beneficial because it was the doctors that said my son was autistic. And he didn't even have to state that because my son just started, it's God. He started having grand mal seizures. And then that's epilepsy. That's how the brain works. And guess what? We got that Social Security. But I'm going to tell you something else because God is good. And people come through and things happen for you. Even though you don't think that they're going to happen, God takes care of it. And in the long run, the people who don't do what they should be doing or didn't do what they should have done, well, they don't make it. But for the people who are doing you dirty, dirt comes back. I don't even have to worry about it. Dirt comes back to them. And it continues to come back to them because they don't have to accept the wrong that they've done. But it's called trials and tribulations, and they won't live through it. And that's just real. And I'm trying to plan on living through mine because I know what I've done and asking the Lord for his forgiveness. But I definitely believe that we are on this journey. And I think we're on this journey together. And so you have to understand, we have all these public services and they don't work. They don't necessarily work. And then when you see people here in Nevada, they either don't have no teeth, or they don't have no shoes, or their feet are their feet are just broken, you know. And we have a lot of people on those scooters, those electric scooters and stuff like that. I heard somebody leaving. I made it. Oh, add a question sticker. I don't know what a question sticker is. Let me see. A pen or a pencil. A pencil. That one. And I hate to do that because it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. It's right there in the middle of my head, and I think I have to go here and turn it off. Do 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 do. That's why. Drag to the garbage can. Drag to the can. Drag it to the can. Oh yeah, it gotta light it up. All right, I put it in the can. Good. I have to drag it. There, it wouldn't go. I had to put it in there and drop right out. But I'm saying, this is America. And, it's got, look, Happy New Year's 2026. Hey! And then there we go. Okay, and then what else do we got? I think that's all we got. Oh, no, of course. I was out last night. There I am. See, I can say Happy New Year's. Hey. And then I think that's all. I don't think so. We'll just no green screen. That's it. And then so I do know, however, because we have lots of black elected officials. However, when I'm looking for the community voice in regards to this is the year we're living in 250 years of America's, and black people have just invented and carried this nation. And then we have somebody who is making, did you see that baby they tased on the bus? He was a 14-year-old. And because he had the little dreads and he was looking like a little mannish, and somehow he intimidated the bus driver and she wanted him off. And then the police were called and they tased that child and burned his neck. I'm saying, seriously? Who? Why? At 14 years old, our children are still children, but they treat them like animals. And enough is enough, because we are taxpayers as American citizens. We all pay these goddamn taxes. You can't stop them from taking their money. Hell, even when you get services, they take money from you. And so, I'm realizing that, somebody screwed me, really. And people got together and they all joined in with the lie. And I'm trying to figure out how I fight the lie. Because when people lie about you, what can you say? I had a doctor that said I had a psychological problem. Guess what? Now I do, because I really do have rheumatoid arthritis. And as long as I was at Kaiser was not going to admit that I had rheumatoid arthritis. They just didn't do the blood work. And I'm saying enough is enough. I'm pissed off and angry. And I can express it because I have good articulation skills, Kaiser Permanente, and understanding that it is nothing more than a not-for-profit agency. Somebody got around the desk and table with my former employer, which was Los Rios Community College, and said I had fibromyalgia and carpal tunnel and all this other bullshit, like I was working like a dog. But this motherfucker, he described me like I was looking so great and he couldn't see anything wrong with me. And actually, he just thought I was faking it. And so that's what they get. But they gave me Social Security, which concerns me, is they wrote that shit for chronic pain and suffering in my disability. And I got disability since I was 38. And I'm saying maybe why I still look good. I'm 67, going to be 68. And it doesn't really matter. I don't have to worry about having a job. You get it? And I do worry about other people who may not have a job, because you don't understand. AI has changed everything. Everything has changed. If you're not the greeter at Walmart, I'm saying this is crazy. There is no assistance. And I'm just trying to understand who thinks that there is assistance. You have to make your own way in America. But you've always had to make your own way. And, you have to understand there's so many people with talents, but so many people who don't understand how to exercise those talents. It's real. But, hey, I don't care about fingernails. I don't care about hair. This is fake hair. And I don't care about a lot of things, but I do care that there is a roof over my head and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And logically, I know that I'm blessed. And because I have a disability, I'm entitled to extra help. So my kids here helping me, they can come over here and help me. I ain't got to worry about anybody saying shit about me. Quite frankly, I don't care. I mean, I'm raising my sons. You understand what I'm saying? They're part of me and a part of my family. Now, what is it when people don't want to be around their children? I don't know. And some people have, their children have died and moved on, and they don't have any children. And I'm saying, but there are so many children in the foster care system. There are so many children that just need, I don't think you're bad. Well, did I say I was bad? I mean, there's just so many children that need support. And the conversation to support those people has to come from people who are logical or who have common sense. And there's so many people who lack common sense. I'm just trying to figure out, what the hell are we doing? It is 2026. America is 250 years old. Where the fuck is the conversation? How far have we come since 1964? Since the Civil Rights Act? What happened? And I'm saying, well, who's talking about it? Oh, I'm living my best life. Ain't got time to deal with you niggas. And I'm saying, he sings it boldly. And y'all just listening, partying on it. Living my best life. Ain't got time. And he really don't have time. And why would you celebrate that shit? I'm just trying to understand. Because it is nothing more than shit. No, that's exactly what it is. And here we are. Got nothing to say. But we do. Because see, media just changed. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting your 6 o'clock news. You have to go search for your 6 o'clock news. And then, if somebody told you something is happening, then you better go find it. Because it's out here. Ask AI, ask Google. They'll bring it to you. And I'm saying that life is what it is. And you have all of the devices with the tools necessary to start sowing seeds so you too can reap a harvest in 2026. Because pimping ain't easy, but goddamn, somebody seems to have mastered it. Especially when they on your back and somebody is sitting on your back. And every time you try to share and empower somebody else with some information, these motherfuckers are holding it. It's just not going anywhere. Now you try to slam it through or whatever, send a text message, just sitting there holding in a pattern. I said, fuck you motherfuckers. So I called Microsoft. Till I share my screen and say, why is this text not being shared? And she said, oh, you forgot to send it. No, I know I didn't send it. I didn't forget to send it because other people had sent me things and that thing was just holding. I'm saying, fuck you motherfuckers. So when I shared my screen, of course, they had to let it go. They had to let it go. And I'm saying, fuck you motherfuckers. I paid for this damn device. It's supposed to ring when somebody calls me, ring a ding ding, and the bitch don't ring. But I paid $1,400 for this shit. It's paid for. It's my piece of shit. Well, you know what? I went and got the free phone because the free phone was over there at T-Mobile. And when I got over there, they gave me this goddamn iPhone 16E with no space. No space. And because I had so many programs on this one, it just filled up the other drive. You know, within days, I couldn't use that phone. So I went back to my 14. But this one's still playing games. It don't want to ring. Like if my son calls me, it didn't ring. I'm saying, what the fuck are you doing? It's supposed to ring. It has a number. When you call, ring a ding ding, it's supposed to notify me. And then I look over there and it's ringing, but it ain't got no sound. And there's nothing wrong with the soundboard. There's nothing wrong. It is people playing games. And I'm saying, I'm sick of these game playing. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know every time you're fucking me, because I ain't had none, so I know it. You get it? I know every time something's not going right with this damn device or my other computer, I know it's not going right. And I'm sick of it because I paid for that shit. Now, I paid for some other ones too because I have 2 laptops where the CD-ROM, the media player has been removed, unfortunately, and you can't reinstall. I'm saying bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? This is bullshit. When you pay for a motherfucker, it's supposed to operate the same way they sold it to you. And then if they don't want to operate that way, then they get your money back. All of it. I'm tired of this shit. I have disabled devices in my home, and nobody paid me for them, but I paid for them. And, you You got to understand, this is just a fucking cell phone. It's supposed to be creating a pathway, a doorway to out there, out there forever. But when you have to, they want you to pay for going through the door, and then everything out there on. Oh no, I'm not paying for anything else. Get it? No. The door is open. I know how to get through the door, and anything I want to store or save, I have a place to save it. That's right, because I have an external drive. And then I also have, you know how you have space out there? I already got a terabyte of space. And do I need to get more than a terabyte? Maybe so. But it's an annual thing. It's an annual payment. You get it? Maybe. I mean, because my shit should not be getting filled up because you have all this extra space. And with every device that you buy, has some space in it too, especially Apple. I don't know how they plan on keeping it, but, hey, follows you around because you got the same email address. It's just a new device. But I'm going to tell you, this is 2026. And, Obama can't speak for you, but everybody can speak for themselves. And if you ain't making it, well, you just ain't making it. And there are so many women here that have had their children removed. No bloodline. What, can you imagine that? Removed from them. And then they talk about kinship. And you know what? Nevada was told to let go of the restrictive policies they had around kinship and let the grandmothers have those babies because they were being too restrictive. And I'm saying, but you make these bills and then you've got all this flexibility and you're still not, can we smoke a fatty together? I could listen to your bullshit all day. Well, I'm so happy, boo, because I got bullshit out there every day on Spotify. You could listen to a fatty, you could smoke a fatty, and you could do whatever. But I got bullshit on Spotify. It's called Parent Empowerment, half an hour, and it's just bullshit. But you got to figure out how you living, how you going through it. Because quite frankly, they sell you these damn devices. They sell you the devices. And all they are is, you walk through the door. Now you're on the internet. But if you start picking up these programs and shit, then they fill the damn device up. So you got to have space on wherever you go. And quite frankly, wherever you doing on that, this is a funny joke. Come on and Zoom. Come on and Zoom. I had Zoom and I loved Zoom. You know why I loved Zoom? Because I could stream live over there on Facebook for over an hour. They couldn't fucking kick me off. And I could also stream live on YouTube for more than an hour. And they couldn't kick me off. And I'm saying, God damn, I'm going to pay it. So I paid that $169. Now, the third year, because my mom had died, and I was going to pay it. But, oh, no, they're going to ram that charge through? Oh, no. I didn't have you set up on an automatic payment thing. And then the network administrators could do funky shit to you. While you're streaming, they could make it so that you can't go live or you couldn't use this specific tool. And when you pay for it, you're supposed to have all those amenities. And so I didn't let them have the money. No, they're going to let me know that my shit will stay over there for a year, even if I don't pay. But I already know it's going to stay over there forever because the shit in the cloud is just in the cloud. It's in the dust. It's in the cloud. It's forever. And that's why they could go back and say, you did this. They wanted me on Facebook. Was a trip when I moved here. They went through all my past posts. And then they asked me to take some shit down. I'm saying, I'm not taking shit down. And then I thought it was insane that they would go through what I had shared. And because they didn't like what somebody had shared and I shared it, to tell me to take it down. Now, I didn't get no new daddy. I didn't get no new mama either. I'm just here in Las Vegas and I'm living my life. And as far as I'm concerned, I've already paid my dues. So, who are you to tell me to take something down? And I'm not going to do it. That's why I don't play anybody else's music because I don't own the copyright shit. Because they immediately let you know that if your video ever does anything, they're going to what? They're going to attach your shit and they're going to get paid too. I don't mind you getting paid, but that's not the issue. The issue is that everybody's got a thing. They sooner know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Because Stevie Soul he did that shit, didn't he? But it's real. And when you know how to handle yourself, I said, well, handle appropriately. Do your due. Because quite frankly, You respect your parents and you respect your elders. But when it comes down to we the people, I don't have to have permission to talk about what it is I see because you don't see what I see. You know what I'm saying? You don't see what I see. All this is function going on here, but you don't see what I see. And I'm just tired of it. So I don't have to have anybody rallying because you see what I see. You do. You do see this. And when you see these people, these kids, they don't give a fuck about nothing. Wish you would. And you have to watch them because why would they care? Who cared about them? And I'm saying these babies are being abused. And I'm saying, no, we can't ship them off to individuals who have not been raised themselves. What are their outcomes? I'm just trying to understand because just because you take one child here and put them over here doesn't mean it's going to work. It's not working. It's not working because when you move these kids are having consequences from what? From not being raised in a family environment, not being raised culturally. And I'm saying here in Nevada, they have all these mixed race people. And I do mean they just mixed race. I mean, I don't know what they mix with, but they show us a lot of them. And you know, and it was in the past that people like that long silky hair and, you know, but they're not attached to anything. I don't know. Culturally, I don't see any cultural, there's no cultural, a lot going on here. I mean, there are some people, and I guess they socialize, but they socialize to their own, you know, they're very territorial. I mean, you're just not invited. Even in my sister, she be up there, and people got money on an anthem and whatever. But, you know, they don't necessarily know. I'm not invited all the time. So I'm not going to push myself to go where I'm not invited. I know who I am, and I know what the fuck I do. And I handle my shit. And I'm going to handle what I need to handle to ensure that my life is getting to be turned around because, quite frankly, fraud is fraud. Medical malpractice is medical malpractice. And when it affects you, you have to seek an attorney. And that's what I'm doing. I'm seeking legal support. Anybody who wants to sue Los Rios or sue the state of California or perhaps sue even Social Security, because Social Security had to know, because guess what? They're the ones providing my health care. So when my doctor here in Nevada said, oh no, I'm so sorry to tell you, you have rheumatoid arthritis, I'm saying, well, how could that be? Because I was under the treatment of Kaiser. And Kaiser said, I did not. I mean, they went down to the D's. I mean, they put some money on that shit. They said, you do not have it. And I'm saying, how can I not have it and then have it now? And I'm sick of this shit. And I'm just saying, just because you're black in America, you still have rights. And no one can take away your human rights. And as you learn how to do self-advocacy, do it boldly. Because my son was born with a disability. And they gave him Social Security. I didn't have to fight for that because they knew. And I'm saying when people know, they know. And I'm saying it's 4:38 here in Las Vegas. And I think I want to get on my Podbean app because Podbean is different. See, Podbean allows, you know, you people who are listening to even join in the call because they have 9 spots and it's $9 a month. It's not very expensive, but you know, like when I was over there on Wisdom or Anchor, I was making money. Oh yeah, I was really making at least almost, I was getting to the point where I was making almost $100 a month, but then they took it away. Now these motherfuckers are going to eventually have to pay for my content because they're still using it. I mean, people are downloading my shit. Like I said, you could just kick it with me all day, and we could smoke some bud over there on over there on Podbean, because 9 people can join the conversation. It's really not a visual. It's not a visual app, and you just have to be comfortable with yourself. But think about this: no matter what your age, if you choose not to share what's in your head, it never comes out. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to laugh, but it is funny. It's funny as hell to me because you're on your own boat all by yourself and you're thinking whatever you want to think. And guess what? It doesn't make a damn bit of difference because until you can make a way for yourself, then you can't do it. And I'm saying I know who I am. I know fine quality. I know when I look good. I know when I look shitty. I don't care because you're going to think whatever you want to think. I can't stop you from thinking it. But guess what? I'm raising my sons. I have three to be men in progress. You know, they're working in progress. And I have one granddaughter, and she's just beautiful. She's just beautiful. And I'm saying, I really did. I really, when I came here to Nevada, I really tried to figure out, what was going on. And then I saw, that they're not implementing the regulatory guidance. They only take it so far, and then they stop. And so everybody knows what Title I is for. Title I is for neglected and delinquent youth. Kids are kind of like kids in poverty, kids who qualify for free and reduced lunch. And so here, oh no, they do school-wide right away. And quite frankly, they move children to resources. And children are, and then they were paying the transportation. They got in trouble about that transportation shit. Just like those people in Oakland, they got in trouble about, moving the money and moving the kids. They got in trouble too. And I'm saying, hey, people why not try it? If you can get away with it, why not try it? But guess what? Advocacy comes from within. And so we all live here in Las Vegas. And, what difference does it make? Hell, I'm a senior citizen. I'd like to hold on to my purse a little bit longer when I'm going into the grocery store. And it's not that I fear, it's just that I understand. You're doing whatever you can do and you don't know enough to do. And I find that sad. That Head Start is really for helping people who are in poverty situations raise their children and provide childcare. But it became some wonderful, awesome resource here where they go upwards of 500% of the poverty index to give those seats away. And I'm saying, because Head Start is not for people with money. It's just not. And, you can, perhaps if you had a child with a disability or born with a necessity to have it, and they do take babies who are preemie, 5 weeks to 5 years old. But they can't even implement the program correctly here because they have not-for-profits doing it here. And there's no state oversight agency. The state doesn't oversee shit here. That's why my mom's taxes from 2022 are still sitting over there with the federal government because it still says she's entitled. I didn't have to redo any paperwork. They're just supposed to let that money go, and they're not letting it go, and I have a problem with that. But I understand that there are other people that they hold on to their tax money too. And so, hey, Nevada makes the rules about gaming, and they just do. My mom won $222,000. I don't know what IGT actually responded to the federal government or what my mother actually won, but I have some of the paperwork, but not all of it. And quite frankly, when they gave my mother a return on that money, she was entitled to it. So they need to let it go because I think it's something to do with how gangs people play night and day. They just ain't liking what they will do to keep on screwing you. Hey, been down too long. Right, wrong, it doesn't matter. Everybody has to stand up. And so, Snow on the Bluff. Snow on the Bluff is on Netflix. Every black person needs to go watch Snow on the Bluff. And then understand, you ain't living that lifestyle, but so many of our children are. And whose obligation is it? They're just black children. Well, when they tell them to stop or be forced to comply, they want you to comply. I was listening to something, and some woman was talking about how people had to comply because they made a rule. No, boo. Nobody has to comply because you made the rule. If it's not working towards the obligation of what it was supposed to be meant for you, what is compliance? It ain't shit. It's just real. And I'm saying enough is enough. Because I see it and I know what I was able to do for my kids. All my kids graduated high school. They got their little funky ass high school diploma. They weren't at risk of not getting it. But I'm saying there's so many people that just don't get the high school diploma here in Las Vegas. No, they're getting the certificate of completion. And what the fuck is it? I would like to know what the promise was when they negotiated the thing called certificate of completion, because they just don't have to go back. But what are they getting for it? Because this district is still getting the money until the child ages out at 26. Meaning the state still gets the money. You just didn't get shit. And that's just real. And then plus, Every Child Succeed Act, if you didn't hear it, you need to go back and listen to what Obama said. He said if you didn't graduate with at least 8th grade level, he was going to give you 2 years of vocational education. And then these motherfuckers actually realized what it said, and now they're trying to build some place where kids can go and check in and stay the night or whatever. Homeless youth, you know what I'm saying? Because they got a lot of foster youth. Because, they were just picking these kids up and pushing them out and putting these kids in their parents in penitentiary. Enough. Enough. It's been 250 years. If America's going to celebrate its birthday, 250 years, well, my Negro people, where are you? I just really want to know. My nephew has a song, City on Fire. I play it all the time. It's on my Podbeam show. But, America is on fire, especially when you think that we're not going to do anything in regards to these mandated programs that our people are forced to participate in and then not benefit from. So I'm going to tell you. I got to stand up for a second. See, I'm not fat, not obese, and I'm 67. And I'm going to say, got to walk, got to drink the water. And you got to do what? Keep your mind occupied and not on losing. That's true. Because I'm not a loser. I never lose. Oh, well, I lost. Over time, it just starts sounding like that light. Too much light in my face. The camera was doing a great job with no light. Making me not you. Oh, no. 67 is real. God is good. But, we just have to realize we have so much work to do. And we stopped doing that work. We stopped doing it. We just didn't do shit after they killed Martin, Medgar, Malcolm, you know what I'm saying? And then recently, Nipsey Hussle. Come on. Nipsey was doing the damn thing. That boy was amazing. And I don't know who else has that much tenacity to make things happen for young people. But he was taking people and showing them, hell, you ain't got to depend on that welfare check. Get out here and hustle some T-shirts and shit. We're going to help your family make it, and you're going to help you make it. It's going to show them how to make some money. And, and I'm going to tell you, the people who know how to make money, they buy that 50-pound bag of oranges, and they say, oranges, or they say, tamales, and they be in the parking lot. And tamales and oranges and whatever, they be selling, they be making these things. You know what I'm saying? And they've been allowed to do that. Survival. Well, what are you going to do in 2026? What skills do you have? A lot of your kids are creative. They're very, very creative. But guess what? They are not. They're stuck here in the brain. You know what I'm saying? It's just a mind control thing. And enough is enough. Yeah. And so this is supposed to pay money, but I don't know how this shit pays money. So I made like 3 cents or $3 or something on some of these programs. But it really doesn't matter. Like I said, over there on Wisdom and Anchor, I was making some money. Because they let you get Target gift cards and shit like that. It was fun is what it was. That's why I said I like Podbeam. Because Podbeam lets other people join in the conversation. I'm not stuck on my own, But, hey, it's kind of like, where do we go together? Where do we talk as a people? Where does it happen? Why are we not discussing the failure of public school system? Because it's just mandatory. And because they take children from families and women, and they're not giving them resources. There's no resources. I mean, if you can't get Section 8 or housing, and I'm going to tell you, I was always blessed to have Section 8, no matter when I got on the list. My last name was Billups, Darlene Billups. Always had. There are people that's on the list for years. I don't know how it works, but they said they've been on the list for years and their name never comes up. Like my cousin's name was Jay Johnson, but she never got called. But I did, and I never was without housing. And so even when my mama moved me up here, because she made me come up here, she made them come back and get me because they moved her to Las Vegas from Sacramento. They took her, and then me and my sister were stuck selling her house. And thank God we got rid of it because it was just a burden. Because my baby sister took my mother and she got a loan on a house that was already paid for. And when you take a loan on something that you already have, oh, these motherfuckers just suck every penny out of it. And I'm saying, oh no, they took the money and she didn't get anything. It really doesn't matter because God turned whatever they did for negative for right, because she was able to support all of her children. And we're all above water right now. I mean, I'm not struggling. Although, and I'm not even going to be struggling because my son's father just recently passed and he going to get some Social Security. He's getting Social Security because he's getting my Social Security. And that's real. And shame on it for people who don't understand. Everybody's got a place and everybody's got a thing, and everybody has to learn how to self-advocate, because advocacy is everything, and that's just real. And God is good. And when people say they just talk to God, but God, I mean, it happens. It's inside your head. It's inherently what you have to do, and you just try to figure out what to do. And this wig is different. You want to go every kind of way. It's just a wig, though. Because, it's almost like having a hat on your head. It's awesome. Keep your head warm. It's real. And I'm saying, oh, enough is enough. But I got a lot of gray hair. I ain't ashamed to show it. It's here. It's completely white. Ooh, yeah. And that white hair does look like age. But, hey, God is good. And as long as you can maintain your daily routine, you just keep it pushing. Because we have work to do. In 2026, I need to understand, out of the 7,000 children that are in need of early start, how many of them are black? But how many of them are mixed race? And how are they providing services? Because it's different for a mixed race child than it is for a black child. It's just different. I mean, life is just different. And I'm saying a lot of these actors and people that are in public's limelight, they mix race. They went and got different races of people and integrated with them, and it's all this. And then they children, they ain't got to do what you got to do, but you still got to do what you got to do to make sure your shit is happening. And that's just real. So when people choose to come together to fuck you, you have to just expose that shit and keep fighting, because God is really good. He's going to take care of you in the end. So I would say thank you all for coming to my station. Please go back and check out my past videos. I have lots of great videos, even some from the DA, and, just being a part of everything, sharing with you my life and my journey. I've shared it. And when that's why I'm going to buy Zoom. I'm going to buy that damn application. It's $160 something. But I'm going to pay for it because I like to stream and break down the conversation about what you see. And do you actually see what you see? Because you don't see what I see. But when I'm talking and they're talking too, we can take a pause and we can go research, and then we can go back. We can have a little class together and we can just do this shit. Because no, it's just not going to continue to go on like that. My son graduated with the one-on-one aid, above proficient. But when they assessed him at first, the same school psychologist, the same one who assessed him coming in, said that, he was whatever, mental retarded, all this other shit, would not benefit from public education. The same motherfucker who had to assess him on the way out and could understand that it was his misjudgment. And I'm saying, don't let anybody put you in the box, because they are not over you. The only person that's controlling the over you is you. So get up and do what it is you got to do. And I'm going to say thank you for tuning in. Please like and share my show. And please go over there to Spotify, Parent Empowerment Half an Hour, and subscribe, because I don't think it costs you anything to subscribe. But if I don't get subscribers, I'm not going to be able to push my show to where they have to pay me for it. And that's what this is all about. Pimping ain't easy, but goddamn, somebody's got to do it. And they seem to have masterfully completed the task. So, Ann Darden, she always sends me videos. I don't know her. I've never met her, I don't think. But, hey, when you're woke, you try to make sure other people are woke. And so she's sending out a bunch of shit. And one time she told me not to send anything past a certain hour, but then she sends stuff all in the middle of the night too. So she's really waking up. And I'm going to say, welcome to the 20th century. It's about you, it's about me. But y'all, have a blessed day, and I'm about to tune out. And please like, subscribe, and share. Y'all have a blessed day now.